Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
Yes. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everything is well, and I'm making another podcast. Not because I get a lot of interaction necessarily, but I don't know, this whole thing is kind of perplexing me a little bit, I guess. I don't know. And I don't have anybody to really discuss about it with here. That didn't come out right, but first, if you would like to email me, please do at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Or you can find me on all the social media. I'm on pretty much all. Well, I guess not all. I guess there's a lot out there. Crap. But on the main ones anyway. So hit me up if you'd like to comment on my stupidity, my ignorance, or just how good I look. All right. I'm actually drinking tea because I already drank coffee and I didn't want to make another pot. It's blasphemy. No. And also, before we get started, I think I recorded the last few of my podcasts without my microphone. Because I have a jack, and then the microphone came with a splitter, so I can have the microphone and then speakers and everything. But it's like I'm constantly unplugging and plugging it in because I can't hear. So I hooked up a speaker so I can so I won't unplug it, so I don't forget to plug it in for when I want to record the podcast. So if you're wondering why certain podcasts sound differently, that's why, because my dumbass didn't plug the microphone in. And I've done that before. Jeez. All right, so I'm here to talk about the war going on. Again, some more, right? So, for those that do listen and follow, you guys know my feelings towards the whole thing. I don't support necessarily Israel or Palestine, but I just kind of think the whole thing's a little hokey. And why am I always organizing my desk? I noticed that I've watched back my videos and I'm like, God, I always keep messing around, making noise. I gotta try and be quiet. But I don't know. Everything just seems not right. Something just seems off, man. I don't know what it is. And like there's in case you don't know, there's like an ad that was put on YouTube by the Israeli Prime Minister, or I don't know, something with Israel. And it's like a little cartoon that's like, do you love your children? Well, we love ours too. So please support us. It's basically saying, hey, you love your babies. We love our babies too. So we're going to kill some babies. You know what I mean? I mean, in a sense, that's what's going on. There is the old saying, the two wrongs don't make a right, I'm not saying what Hamas did was right. But I don't necessarily agree with how Palestine's been treated over the years, and I don't know. So it's like I'm finding out more and more why it is such a crazy subject, but that's just kind of crazy to me. So it's like it just seems like there's really America's about to be in this video was like it's for America. So they're about to, I mean, they've already been supporting it, but it's like they're going to send troops, American troops over there. Gaza and everything is going to be wiped out, and it's all going to become a part of Israel, which I don't think that's necessarily right either. I don't know, and so here I am. I'm a Christian. I consider myself a Christian. I am new to the game. It's been not even a year yet. But when I began my spiritual journey, I started with Islam. You know what I mean? Because it made sense. And I had other podcasts talking about this, so I'm not going to regurgitate that. But I think being in Iraq and learning about Islam kind of gave me a perspective, you know what I mean, that is now kind of helping me towards how I'm looking at this conflict that's going on right now. So, I'll look at some certain things, and like I said, I think if the things that were done are true, yes, I don't agree with it, but I just don't think that's how it kind of happened. I don't know. And then, you see so you got like liberals, they're all about Palestine, and you got conservatives that are all about Israel, right? And it's like, I've kind of noticed that conservatives or Christians just automatically support Israel. And, because they're the descendants of Abraham and they're in the Bible. And if you don't agree with that land being for Israel, then you don't believe in the Bible, is what I can gather, I guess. They don't want to go against the Bible. So they're like, oh, it's Israel's land, it belongs to them. But again, I am very new to the Christian game. Not that it's a game, but you know what I mean. I'm still learning. But from what I do know, or what I think I know, and again, this is all opinions. So, but if anybody would like to enlighten me, please do. theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. But God promised the Jews, or the Israelites, the land of milk and honey, and they did whatever. But the thing is like God, he did deliver. He delivered that. He gave them the land. They got it. So deal's done. And then to me, after Jesus died on the cross, God's involvement in anything stopped. As far as like having prophets and, hey, you should do this, go tell them this, and this needs to be done. Like all that stopped. So it's kind of like, God made his garden. I'm not talking about the Garden of Eden, but like he planted his garden. He planted, all these vegetables and this and that, and built his fence and his scarecrow and everything, and then just kind of let it go and see what happens. You know what I mean? Now, it's not to say that God is not involved personally with individuals. If you're a good individual, you're living by Christ, you're praying, you're trying to do, I guess God's work in a sense. You are given different kinds of, benefits. I mean, you get blessings, but it's like if the blessings are like happiness and comfort and just, I guess it's things that go along with that. And then if you don't, then you get the depressions and the anxieties and the hatred and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like so there is no more getting land and this and that. So God gave Israel the land a long time ago, but they lost it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't because of God. And by that time he was done. Okay, I set the foundation, but now that's all on you guys. So I think to look at it and be like, well, God promised them that, so they have every right to kill and murder anybody to keep it. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. It just kind of seems like, and how do we know that actually Israel or Palestine is actually the land that God actually intended? I mean, he got them. He's like, I'll give you the land of milk and honey or whatever, but where they're at is just a place, and it's maybe that was just like a stepping stone. So maybe it's actually somewhere else. They're not meant to actually be there. It was actually going to end up somewhere else. I don't know. But it does, it does kind of say, that, where'd it go? Yeah, it says like, the statements in the book of Joshua, and it declares that God did in fact fulfill his land promise. So the Lord gave to Israel all the land of which he had sworn to give to their fathers, and they took possession of it and dwelt in it, So they got it. I kind of meant to read that earlier. I'm all over the place here. But, so, I don't know. For me, it's like, I think you have some Christians that, regardless of the facts and what's going on, they are going to support Israel and what they're doing because that was the land promised to them by God, according to the Bible, and they don't want to go against the Bible. You know what I mean? That's how I think a lot of people look at it. Like maybe that's why it's kind of a good thing that I am new to it, that I'm not like just totally biased towards everything the Bible, you know what I mean, says. And then maybe they're like, well, you're not a Christian. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm still working on it, but like I said, I'm not supporting Palestine. I mean, I'm supporting both, really. It's just, but when you kind of look at the history of everything, yes, I mean, thousands of years ago, that's where Israel started. But then they, due to man and war and occupation and all these things, Ottoman Empire and whatever, Palestine, it became the land for Palestine. And then Israel was, or the Israelis were like, hey, we want our land back. It's like, that's, if you think about it, like, it'd almost be like Native Americans being like, hey, we want all our land back that was originally ours, so all you people leave. Because it's our land. Which, I mean, technically, yeah, they were here first, right? We came in, we conquered, and we took it. But that doesn't, they had their chance due to numbers, due to the illnesses that white man brought, due to our advances in technology. They lost it. That's, that's just that's life, And I kind of see the whole thing with Israel the same way. Like, they had it and they lost it. So then, like, to me, they should have found a different place. Like, I get there's there's that special connection, that's where the Bible happened, in that area, in Jerusalem. Like, I would love to go there and visit. But it's not about the place. It's just like, it's not about the church. It's about the person and you and your connection, your relationship with God. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter which church you go to. It doesn't matter where you live. It matters what you believe and feel in your relationship with God. That's what I've grasped so far. And so I think people need to not look at what's going on through the eyes or the lens of the Bible or God. Just look at what is going on. You got people dying, children being killed, and I mean, how many and what exactly, it's hard to say because it's just, I don't know. But still, it is happening. Innocent people are dying. I believe that. How many and how exactly, I don't know. I mean, because then you had like dumb Biden. Oh, I saw children get beheaded, and then no, I actually didn't. Okay, well, so I mean, if they're lying about that, what else are they lying about? You know what I mean? There's so many little things that they're lying about. What else are they lying about? So, I don't know. But I mean, then people could say, well, I just kind of screwed myself in my argument because Palestine's had the land and now Israel took it back, which is, I guess, okay, that's fair to say, I guess. They had it and then they lost it, you know? So, I mean, I guess it is, you know, I guess that's kind of, I just thought about that. That's kind of true. You know, Palestine had the land and then Israel came back and then took it back. So, I mean, which I guess is fair play, but the way they're doing it, though, is just not, they're making it seem like they're all good and you know, don't do anything wrong, and while Palestine's evil, and you know, and the reason is because they need to justify totally eradicating them out of Israel, so Israel can be one and just be Israel. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just, the whole thing is just kind of crazy. And it kind of sucks because like people that I used to kind of admire and or watch, whether it's like Ben Shapiro or just other people, like they're all, oh my gosh, that's so, you know, they just, I guess because they have, you know, they got a dog in the fight, you know, that's, they're, you know, I mean, if I was Israeli and I was Jewish, I'm sure I'd naturally would be like, oh, you know, destroy the Palestinians, and you know what I mean? So, I mean, I can't fault it too much. I mean, I live in the Philippines now, so if somebody attacked America, it doesn't well, I mean, it would directly, it hurts, you know, my income from the government, but let's pretend that that's not an issue. I would still be like, oh, you know, they're, you know, people invading my home country and this and that. So it's, you know, like I don't know. I get a lot of parts of arguments that people have, but in the end, it's like people just jump on whatever bandwagon. Like, you know, I'm a Christian, so I have to support Israel. Well, it's like, well, why do you have to support? Why can't you just, like, to me, it's like you should support a outcome that has less death involved. I don't know. This whole thing is kind of, has gotten me a little, I mean, it's not keeping me up at night, but it's not giving me peace of mind either at the same time, you know. I'm learning stuff though. I'm trying to learn as much about the history of Israel and Palestine and everything. So I don't know. it's a crazy thing. Maybe it's time now for to be Israel completely, and Palestine's gonna have to figure out something else, I guess. But I don't know. I just don't see it as. I don't think just because God promised the Jews this land thousands of years ago, that it's their land forever. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, it's like if I promise to buy my son a car, you are going to have a nice car. I promise you, I will buy you a nice 4-wheel drive, whatever, right? I don't know. And I get him one. I fulfilled my promise, right? But then he goes and wrecks it. Loses it. I don't know. He wants another one? I fulfilled my promise. Why do I have to keep buying you vehicles? Just because I promised you and I delivered. So it doesn't mean you get a vehicle from me for free forever. You know? That's a pretty good analogy, I think. But I don't know. It's just, what do you do? What do you do? And then now you got like politicians buying stocks and everything war related so they can make money off the war. And it's both sides. I'm not going to be like, oh, liberal, Democrat. It's like politicians should not be allowed to trade in stocks. Or maybe they shouldn't, I don't know, but then how would you even mitigate that? Like, so then, okay, I'm not allowed, but then, hey, son, here's some money, go buy some stocks. I mean, how would, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But it's just, it's kind of, it's like there must be like memos that go out in Congress. Hey, here's a list of some companies you might want to buy stock in because, you know, it's just, I don't know. But like I said, this whole thing, this whole conflict, because it's not a war yet, because I mean, this goes on all the time. It's like people kind of seem to forget this happens every like 5 years or something. There's rockets and death between Palestine and Israel every so many years. But I don't know, the whole thing sucks. It does. The whole thing sucks. But I just hate, what pisses me off is the deceiving that goes on. You know, oh, look at this crib. It's filled with blood. No, it's not. It's juice. Okay? Get that out of here. Oh, look. This, I saw this happen, and then there's nothing. I mean, it's like, and then some of the videos, it's like you see like, oh, here's Hamas, and they take some family, and they do these certain things, and they don't show everything, and the way they show you, I don't know, it just all looks like BS. It really does. It just doesn't seem, all this stuff is going on showing Hamas being so evil, but then it's like there's nothing going on about the amount of destruction that Israel just caused by flattening parts of Gaza. You know what I mean? I mean, some people are showing it and talking about it, but it's like there's evil people on both sides and there's innocent people on both sides. I mean, that's how it's always been, I guess. And these innocent people are having to suffer because these evil people, I don't know. It's insane. But that's where I'm at right now in my brain and my thoughts. Let me know what yours are. You can email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com, or you can message me on Twitter and Facebook and social media, True Social, Instagram. So, anyway. That's it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you later.